Welcome, friends of the toast. Welcome, enemies of the toast. And we have another one of our exclusive decks here. So this one is unique to Lizards of the Toast, one of 4. And these unique decks we're going to use to go against metagame Pauper decks. So it's a Pauper deck. You saw the title. Link in the description on Moxfield so you can see what's in this. And I am loving this deck. And I'm really excited because, as you see, it went 5-0 against Mono Red Burn. And the pilot of Burn was a very good player of Burn. I wish I would have got that on camera. However, I was unable to do that. A shy player. In any case, I'm hoping to get this up against Burn, and we'll have my lady pilot it. And she's a great Burn pilot too. So, in any case, we have this beautiful Thraben Inspector here. When this creature enters, we investigate. We have 2 of those. Just 2? Yeah, that's right. It doesn't have to be Thraben Inspector. It could be the Novice Inspector. Glint Hawk. This is why the deck's called Bird Poop, because it's black, it's white. This bird likes to drop poop on our opponents. We have 4 Glint Hawks. Flying. Glint Hawk enters the battlefield. It's a 2/2. Return artifact we control to our hand. That's really good. There we go. We have the Virus Beetle. Now, just 2 of these. When this creature enters, each opponent discards a card. Do you see that? See where that's going? All right, control. Now, I'm sure somebody made decks like the Lizards decks. I haven't found decks like it, though. But these are made to go against metagame Pauper decks, like I said. And we're going to see how our decks that we build can do against the best decks in the format. So, the Core Skyfisher. When Core Skyfisher enters the battlefield, return a permanent you control to its owner's hand. So that's really good because that can be almost anything. And we have some wonderful enchantments we want to do with that. So look at these. These are really nice. I love that Zendikar set. All right. Anyways, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the core. 4 of the core. Now, this guy sometimes finds his way into the sideboard. Look at this. When a Cursed Marauder enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a non-token creature. Oh boy, and that means we can pick this up and put this down. So that's really good for us. We have 2 of those. We have Orokosaki, Shredder Rising. Now, I like this sneak on here. I really like that card draw. You could play a Leonardo. Some people, I know in this Glint deck, the more metagame, like the older Glint Hawk, is playing a couple Leonardos, and you could do that. I'm not digging Leonardo in this. It's a very tight deck list. So anyways, we have 2 Orokosaki. And again, that card draw is just great. Now, in the main deck also, instead of having that third, and then the Leonardo, like 2 Leonardos and the 3 Orokosaki, we have the Mukatai Ambusher. Because I feel like this is better. I like that ninjutsu, that's fine. Even though the Pizza Bros cost is just 1, he's kind of different. That 1 mana is very good, but this is more of a control deck, so we're not going for speed. It's not like an Orzhov Weenie deck where we want to get like these attackers out. So we have 2 of those in the main. Get that lifelink too. Very good. Very nice. We have the Refurbished Familiar. Affinity for artifacts, 1 less to cast. This is everywhere, right? Now when the Familiar enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. For each opponent who can't do this, we draw a card. 1, a 2, 3, a 4. Of course there's 4. All right, and then in the 1 spot here, well, this would be like if we had the 3 Shredders and the 3 Leonardos, like as in the Glint Hawk deck, we wouldn't have room for this 1 Thorn of the Black Rose. Enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. It's a 1/3 with Death Touch, and that Monarch's really good. That's good. This finds its way into the sideboard. That's fine too. Oh, excuse me. All right, look at that. That lion go, bye-bye. See ya. All right. Anyways, Ephemerate. It's expensive, I know. But don't despair, friends, because this is most of the cost of the deck right here. Exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. It's got that rebound. Very good. It's an instant. We love it. And we only run 2 of them. We don't need them all. Do not need them all. we have enough things to bounce where these things will bounce things. You get the idea. Now, Thraben Charm. 1. Yeah, 2 in the main deck. Now, here's where Mr. Lizard does things a little different than the Glint Blade. Because this is more than just that kind of aggro. This is not an aggro deck. This is a control deck. So, we have 2 Thraben Charms and 2 Mana Tithes. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. And honestly, unless there's some kind of graveyard situation, these will go into sideboard before these will go into sideboard. These right here work hard in this deck. Nothing better than watching someone sacrifice a couple of mountains to do some burn damage, because that happened. I mana tithed my opponent in the 5-0 I was in. That's why I'm so excited about this deck. It's like, it did really good. Now, my draws were good. They had one game that didn't go their way, draw-wise. But other than that, it went really good. And I really can't wait to get this on camera against Ash piloting Burn. I digress. Now, here's one of these enchantments we can bounce with the core. We have 3 Hopeless Nightmares. You could definitely run 4. But, like I said, it's tight. Enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card and loses 2 life. When the nightmare is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, scry 2. So, sacrifice, Hopeless Nightmare. We're not really going to do that. But it going into the graveyard, that scry is pretty good. But really, we just want to bounce this. It's a good target for the core Skyfisher, being a permanent. And Grim Bauble artifact enters, target creature an opponent controls gets -2, -2. We have tap, sacrifice the artifact, surveil 2. It's 2 and a black. I don't necessarily think it's too relevant unless you ran some Unearth in here or some like Jolted Awake. I'm really considering running 2 Jolted Awake to bring back sacrificed artifacts. I don't know yet. But in any case, we got 2 Grim Baubles in Lembas. What is Lembas? Oh, yummy. It's a forever cookie. So when it enters the battlefield, scry 1, draw a card. We can sack it and gain 3 life. When Lembas is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, its owner shuffles it into their library. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 Lembas. And I'm really considering going down to 3 Lembas. So you may see the deck list change, but it'll only change with having 3 Lembas. Just because they're recurring quite a bit, and it is a good card. I mean, I do like it. But I feel like there is something else I could slot there, and I may go ahead and do that. But who knows? But I really do. I feel like there's something I could take in there, maybe free up a little bit of sideboard space. So, like I said, this deck did 5-0 against Burn. I've gone and played it probably, I'd say about 25 matches. And I know the bad matchups. I know the good ones. And it wins pretty solid. It drags out games. If anything, that's its folly, is it does drag out games a little bit. So, Tithing Blade, 1, 2, 3. And one of these will sometimes find its way into the Squididi Badidi board. So, I'll tell you what that does. You should know, but Tithing Blade enters the battlefield. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. Sepulture, at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. I'm going to tell you, that can be relevant. I have cast and done that. I've crafted it a couple times. And it got me a couple of those extra life points I needed. Just to get me through. Just to get me to the finish what I needed. Very nice. Oh, look at that. All right. So, the mana base, pretty tight. Pretty simple. 1, plains. 2, swamps. We have a Bojuka Bog. You could run 3 of these with the graveyard problems that you see nowadays, but we're running just 2 of these because the Thraben Charm situation's pretty good for us. Now, I think the Nile Spellbound, which I love, you guys see it. Whenever I run black in anything almost, you'll see Nile Spellbound. This deck, I'm not feeling Nile Spellbound very much. I like Bojuka Bog. The Nile Spellbound's not doing the damage we want to do. It's not in line with what we're doing, I don't think. It doesn't control enough. So, the card draw of Nile Spellbound's good. but it's not quite where we want it to be. I like the life gain of the Lembas in any case. So there is 19 lands in this deck. And we have Vault of Whispers. There should be a 3 set of theirs. Yeah, 3 set of Vault of Whispers. It gives that artifact. And you can bounce this back to your hand with Glint Hawk because it's an artifact. So if you cast something, then cast your Glint Hawk and return one of these. And if you haven't played your land for turn, bink. So very effective there. 3 of those. We have 3 Ancient Dens because it's good that the mana base with the white and black pretty evenly matched. Not, one doesn't necessarily overpower the other if you factor in the sideboard. I like 3 of these. You could probably do 2 if you had something a little different. Now, Scoured Barrens. This is a hard include. You gain 1 life. There's only 1 of these in here. You get black or white. That's good. It does something. So there's 1 of those in place of, I'll show you what. So Orzhov Basilica comes into play tapped, but you get, you know what it does. You know what it does. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, that Scoured Barrens. This was a hard one, but that can potentially save lives. Scoured Baron can save lives. We dropped 1, 2, a 4th Goldmire Bridge. And is a little risky, it is. But the reason we got away with it, and I feel like it's fine, we like the 4th Orzhov Basilica because we do have a lot of our creature casting costs besides, let's see here, Glint Hawk, yeah. Everything is like 1 and a black, unless we're going to take out the Refurbished Familiar and kind of play it with that affinity. Now let's talk about the sideboard. There's another Thorn of the Black Rose in there. Another good reason to have those Orzhov Basilicas because that cuts this thing in half pretty much, makes it a lot easier to cast, and having the Monarch is really good in this deck. So, we have 1 of those. Now, Relic of Progenitus. Again, it would seem like it should be Nihil Spellbound because we have black available to us, but I like the Relic better in this one. Simply because you can tap it, exile a card specifically. It sticks around, and then you can pay 1, exile Relic of Progenitus, and exile all graveyards, and to draw a card, and it's 1. So it's 1, to me, it's just a tick better. Just a tick better because it sticks around. That tap ability, I like that. As well as, just sticking around is very good. So Relic of Progenitus, love the 2 of those in there. We have 2 more Thraben Charms that certain circumstances, particularly where we want to hate on a graveyard, something that, is playing a lot of smaller creatures. Just these options are very nice. So 2 more Thraben Charms, and Cast Down is a great card. So, we can almost justify having 3 of these in here, but we have just the 2 to destroy target non-legendary creature. It's a great instant. This is probably the best removal, I think, in this format in black. Suffocating Fumes. I ran 3. I liked it, but we had to cut it down, just make it nice and neat. And that's why, you see how I'm saying, like, I think one of the Lembas could go to bring something from here and put it over into here to open up a spot here for something like that. So I'm really thinking Lembas, just because that life gain is a little bit pushed forward, but it has the card draw. Time will tell. In any case, Suffocating Fumes, creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn. That cycling is super good. Cycling's great. And yeah, 3rd Suffocating Fumes is kind of the direction. I like that direction. However, the reason we don't feel like pushing that too hard is we have Duress, right? Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. We are running 3 Duress in this. That's right. 1, 2, 3. 3 Duress. Okay. So, as well, we have 3 Arms of Hadar. So we chose to have this instead of a third copy of Suffocating Fumes. We thought we want the Duress because that goes along with what we're doing. I can't really justify a fourth copy of Duress because there's so much to discard. However, I found that Hadar, with playing 4 of the Orzhov Basilicas, 3 of these is totally reasonable. So a real tight sideboard. We got 1, 2, 3. See? 1, 2, 3. So cheap sorcery, expensive sorcery. We have 1, 2 instants. So the instants, no 1 mana instants. And then relic, just real simple sideboard. And the sideboard guide for this, I think I need to do some videos, just some mulligan guides and things like that for all these decks. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to build this, of course, the deck is in the description. You can find it on Moxfield. And yeah, give it a try. It's really doing good. I would almost say it is metagame, even though I don't really see this deck, and Glintblade is just seeing like a little bit of play. But I do think that this deck is good. I have a lot of fun with it, and it really puts you in like a dungeon master feeling, which if you ran one of those paladins, you could go into dungeons. But in any case, try the deck out. You want to really control your opponents and get them discarding and kind of whittle them away to nothing, and then go in for the kill.